Hi, Brad Ward from Ward's Auctions, and today Ward's Auctions and Bud Haynes Auctions. Today is the day before Bud Haynes's funeral. So by the time you're seeing this, it's already happened, but possibly you're going to see it right before, the day of, sort of thing. For sure you've heard about it. Bud passed away just a few days ago. The watch that you just saw at the beginning, this watch right here, was his, and he actually sent it up probably 24 hours before his unexpected passing, and he sent it up for the auction. So Linda and Jim brought it up, and so it's in the sale. It's a mechanical watch, or it's a musical watch. It's a Rouge, fully functional. You saw it there. It's very interesting. This sale coming up in August of 2016. In fact, the dates are, the viewing is Friday, August 12th from 1 till 8, 2016. The sale, the first 2-day sale since we've amalgamated with the Haynes Group out of Red Deer, is on Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th of August. Both days will start at 10 o'clock. We're already at about 950 lots, and there's going to be 1,000 by the time we're done, and possibly 1,050 or 1,100. I'm not really sure. The whole, it was going to be, of course, it was advertised, it was going to be and still remains the 50th anniversary of Bud Haynes auctioneering, and it still is that. Now, unfortunately, it's also going to be something of a Bud Haynes memorial auction. And those of you that were clients from yesteryear, you know, Bud Haynes is the firearms auctioneer, period, in Canada, period. Western Canada for sure. You know, all of 50 years it's been going on. There's going to be a lot of talk about that at the service tomorrow. I'm fully expecting it to be a fairly large service. And of course, at the sale, it's going to be a topic of conversation. It really drives the point home that the auction business is always fluid. We have to change gears 3 times a day because something happens. All of a sudden, the right phone call or the wrong phone call comes in, and something happens. And life is the same way. Jim and Linda were up from Red Deer to catalog, and there was this is going back a week ago. So they were up to catalog, doing the last part of the sale, and then there's a phone call. Bud's taken ill, and literally 10 minutes after they got here, they were gone back down to Red Deer. And you know, fortunately, he did not have a long, you know, suffering, which, you know, there's something to be said for that. He, from what I understand, he was the first to say, you know, if things go bad, don't worry about me. So what I think he meant was that he's had a good life, and obviously we feel for those that are left behind, especially Dot, and of course then the family down from there, the kids and whatnot, Linda and whatnot. So I don't want to start listing off because I'll forget one person and I'll feel like a jerk afterwards. So, and then so just another point that you just have to be, you're always fluid, always got to be changing gears, and all of a sudden Dot's in a position where she's got stuff going on that she wasn't expecting to happen. I always thought Bud would be around forever. He would be our figurehead, Bud Haynes Auctioneering. That's the way it is. So obviously I could talk about that for hours and hours, but we are here to show the sale that's coming up, and it is not finished cataloging. We are currently about 2.5 weeks away from the viewing day, and it's going to be a large, fun, exciting sale, and you know, and we can't discount that. Bud would be the first to say, "What a great sale!" He was so supportive, and he'd be the first to say, "Don't worry about me. Worry about me afterwards. Get on with the sale." There's going to be both. Obviously, it's going to be a balance. So he's just a highly respected person in the industry, and just whether it's the firearms part, the auction part, or as a humanitarian. So on with the sale preview. We're lucky that we're able to show you early, even though we don't get to show you everything, because as I said, we're not done cataloging. Jim's going to be back up. Fortunately, his sister-in-law and brother helped out when Linda was down planning and organizing service. So Jim was up here doing the cataloging because he's the one that knows the product more than anybody else. And then and his sister-in-law was helping to type. So that was great that they stepped in to help out. They're going to be back up next week. So even though we are closed as of even right now, we're closed and we're not open until the viewing starts on the 12th. They are going to be back up here, so there's still some people bringing some product. So if you're watching this and you're one of the consigners that's coming up later this week, don't panic. We're still going to be cataloging and getting it posted, but it's going to be behind closed doors. So we're able to get everything set up, and then we'll get everything put away back into the security, and then the Wards team can sort of take a break, which is I think I'd like to say well deserved. And I can't talk about every firearm in the sale, and I'm not even going to pretend to, because there's a million of them. This is the coolest sale, and the front cabinets here, everything in these front cabinets, barring a couple of barrels that are at the end there, everything that's in these front cabinets is antique classification, which means you don't need a PAL. So for those that are non-firearmsy people, it means that there's no readily available ammunition. They're not really firearms anymore. They are just really, really cool collectibles, and not to be discounted at all. And it just to get this many in one sale, I think predominantly from one consignor. To be honest, I don't want to say everything is in this from one consignor as far as the antique stuff goes. This carriage, I mentioned it in our video for the last sale. This is not in the firearm sale. This was made by a craftsman out of Saskatchewan who passed away a while ago. His name is Stan Watchapin, or words to that effect. Handcrafted from scratch. Like every piece was made, everything works. The beveled windows are all done by him. Fully, suspension, doors, latches, whatever. That's going to be in our October antique sale. I'm going to put my little post-it notes away here. I'm going to see it. Again, some of the neat antique pieces that we have here. On this one here, just beautifully engraved. I don't know if the camera will be able to zoom in on that, but it's just beautifully engraved on this Tranter piece. And again, I'm not going to show every piece, but I mean, look at the pepper box here. 6 barrels, I think it is. This one here is my favorite in the whole sale. I've never been a collector of antique guns. I've always been a shooter of newer stuff and a competitive shooter. But I mean, how can you not love pieces like that? Again, we're going to touch on. We're going to give you an overview of what the room will look like when we put it back together. It won't be identical to this because everything's going to go away. We're still not done cataloging, and then we'll bring it back out. We're going to set things up just slightly differently. We can't even begin to show you the ammo, the loading gear. One of our consigners in this sale in another estate, a gentleman who passed, huge into reloading. He had 2 Dillon presses, so the supplies that go along with that is monumental. He's got a die set for every caliber you could possibly imagine, and Jim and Linda put together nice big lots for you because it's the only way we can do it in this type of liquidation almost, but highly organized liquidation. There's a whole case full of optics here. Some of these are brand new. I don't think they've ever been out of these boxes, so brand new in-box pieces. Now if you're seeing this video, chances are you've already been on the website, and that's either whether you go to Foothills, that's a different one, we were working there today as well. Whether you go to wardsauctions.com or budhaynesauctions.com, you're going to end up at the same place. And so you're going to see the galleries, the links to online bidding. Those that are doing the online bidding, you're going to see changes. You're going to have to register again. I know you're all sitting back at home and saying, oh, I don't want to do that again. Because even though you know we're annoying about we make you fill out that second form and all the rest of it, and there's a very good reason for it. So we just ask you to do it. It takes you 2 minutes if you do it, and you're done. But you also have to start from scratch almost and re-register a credit card. It has to be a valid credit card. There's a new Canadian law is essentially what it boils down to. And so the iCollector interface has joined up with another credit card provider that we've had to sign up with, and so we're no longer using the other one we have. It's a different one, and it's really for your security as far as credit card stuff goes. Even though a lot of you are going to not pay by credit card even after you've done bidding, doesn't matter, you still have to do it. And that's for your security, for safety, and it's for our security and safety as well as the business owner, because we're left liable if there's any fraudulent activities as well. So just be cognizant that you're going to have to jump through the hoops, but you've got lots of time. This is going to be on a full 2 weeks before registration time. So if you're one of these guys that waits till the day before the sale and you don't get to register, then don't come crying to me. Look at the cased antique guns here. These ones are antique in their cases. More display cases filled with antique and prohib 12.6 stuff and restricted stuff. I don't think we've ever had this many pieces and this many interesting pieces for sure. And you're just going to have to get, everything's on the website, you know. So we're not going to start picking on a whole bunch of guns here. This one here I don't think is on the website yet. 99 Alpha is the lot number on the Thomas Jefferson pistols in this beautifully fitted case. I won't close it, on the little dueling pistols. I think Jim is still jumping through the hoops to get this thing into the system because it didn't have an FRT number. And then you've got these huge, look at that huge hand cannon. This thing shoots Volkswagens. And I don't mean you shoot at a Volkswagen, I mean it projects Volkswagens across the room on the 500 Smith & Wesson. This is like the his, and this is like the hers, the little PPK 22, and of course this is the other one of his. Both with compensators. This one's for dress because it's smaller, and this one is for work. I don't even know. The list goes on and on. Again, we're not talking about them. We've got Pro-Hib stuff, 12, and every category of Pro-Hib you can possibly imagine. 12.5. Obviously 12.6 is going to be lots of that. Restricted M1, restricted length M1s. There's 3 or 4 different ARs in the sale. There's converted auto, beautiful full wood and sporterized vintage pieces, brand new pieces, lever action pieces. There's lots of newer stuff. You know, there's a Benelli M1. I don't think we've ever had one in the sale. You know, and all of a sudden we have a couple of them here. The list goes on and on. Again, there's no sense trying to talk about them all because first of all, I'd still only ever have time to have 2 or 3 of them. And you know, AR, great gun if you're going to shoot 3-gun, terrific piece, lightweight, easy to work on, collapsible. They are restricted, unfortunately, but a very, very good sporter rifle for sure. More display cases with restricted and Pro-Hib pieces there. There is what I consider the biggest shame that of all the Pro-Hibs I can no longer have because of laws and so on is the Tommy gun. The classic Tommy gun with a drum mag on there if you had one. That is just the epitome of cool. As I mentioned, as you can see, we already saw one row is full. Those that have been in the building before, you get a sense of volume when you see how much stuff is down here. And there's everything. There's been recent controversy about talk about the 1022 magazine capacities. I'm hoping that we'll have some confirmed information about that by sale time. Some of you that are watching are way more versed than myself, as an example. We're busy cataloging sales and doing all sorts of stuff that we run out of time when we don't get to research it all. So I'm a little behind on that, but like some beautiful lever guns here. This one's in 4570 if I'm not mistaken. This one's in 4570. Like just the greatest cartridge ever. There's a CZ that was on the Pro-Hib list once upon a time briefly, as many of you know, and then came off the Pro-Hib list. There's military pieces on the last row over, and we won't go down the last row, and actually the last row it's already full. It's going to get more full, but there is brand new hunting rifles and so on down there. So recap, the viewing is on the 12th of August 2016, and we've extended the viewing a couple of hours. Normally it's 3 o'clock. This time it's 1 o'clock till 8 o'clock because there is just so much to see that you're going to need that time. And we haven't even shown you the ammunition. We haven't even shown you all the loading stuff, really, the miscellaneous. There's going to be more firearms in here by the time that we do the thing. We're going to put everything away. We're all going to take a little bit of a break, get everything back into security, let Jim come back up, whether it's with Linda or not, I'm not sure, excuse me, to finish the catalog. So the website will get updated yet again, even though as of today, which is what, the 26th of July, you're going to see a big fat update. You're going to see more updates, which means you're going to see more pictures to go through. I know there's already, like, of those little pages of thumbnails, I think I looked this morning, there was 226 pages of thumbnails. Like, it's a ridiculous amount of photographs. And, you know, it's a lot of work. We take a certain amount of pride in what we do, and it seems to be appreciated by most. We do get a lot of positive feedback. So keep in mind the things like the eye collector changes. The websites, you already know, it's either budhainesauctions.com or wardsauctions.com. The address is, the sale is in Edmonton, as they all are now, 11802 145th Street, Edmonton, Alberta. The phone number here is 780-451-4549. My cell phone, I'm Brad Ward, my cell phone is 780-940-8378. We're not going to be open, by the time you're seeing this, we're not open until the viewing time starts. Doesn't mean we're not available with a phone call. Linda's phone number, she's usually reachable. The next couple of days, not so much. There's a lot of family stuff going on, but after that she will be. And her phone number, I don't have it memorized, is on our website. So again, they both link, either website links, and if you go to the contacts on the firearms section, you can get a hold of her or Jim as well. The eye collector stuff, watch your classes for the new guys. If it look at the back of your PAL, and it'll tell you what you can and can't buy. For the most part, if you're a new guy, you can only buy non-restricted and restricted if you have a restricted license. Any prohib class at all is off limits to you, and chances are, if you don't know if you have a prohib license, you probably don't. So unfortunately, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of stuff I would have liked to have talked about, and I'm sure you would have liked to have had me point out every single firearm in the sale. It's just not possible. It's going to be a very exciting sale. It's the 50th anniversary of Bud Haynes Auctioneering, and now, sadly, I guess, although I know he's looking down on us saying, "Great job, guys," he's always been very supportive. It's also going to be a Bud Haynes Memorial auction. And there's going to be a lot of talk about it, and you just can't avoid it, just the way it is, and unfortunate timing on his part. It would have been beautiful to have him sell at that sale. So don't be afraid to call us if you have any questions. Keep an eye on the website. A great many of you I'll see tomorrow in Red Deer. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at the sale.